siblings of Nigeria. The cold wind is blowing across Nigeria from coast to coast, and once again, we are facing a precarious season. The dark ages of instigation have picked up the big fans and rekindling the embers of ethnic discord and crisis. These are dangerous moments that must be quickly doused by the strong and bold voices of those who have sworn the past 2 years to keep the Nigerian nation together, even at the cost of their lives, and by those who believe in peaceful and amicable separation. I have listened to the content of what is purported to be the Kanu Declaration, and as the basin of the Igbos as it is, we must take it with less than a grain of salt. The false sanctimoniousness claimed by the speaker and the vitriolic words he chose are simply laughable and askew. The world knows who have ruled Nigeria for decades, and it's not the Igbos. The world knows who have shed the blood of innocents since 1970. It is not the Igbos. The world knows those who have made Nigeria proud since its independence. The world knows where human capital continues to be wasted. The world knows the brain trust of Nigeria. The world knows who are liabilities to Nigeria and who are assets. The world knows where the major resources that have sustained Nigeria for ages is. The world knows who consumed the bulk of illicit drugs imported or made in Nigeria. The world knows who allows people to come into Nigeria to kill and destroy. The world knows where the highest number of hungry, illegitimate children are and who made them with reckless abandon. The world knows those who sweat and work to industrialize Nigeria and those who spend their days and nights reading religious books that teach them that half of Nigerians are infidels, to be killed, deceived, and called pigs. The world knows those who are traditionally bloodthirsty. The records speak for themselves. The world knows those who have been blowing up Abuja and other places. Above all, the world knows those who have cost Nigeria a lot of financial expenditure. The cost that could have been applied to rebuild Nigeria. A loss of both foreign tourists and investment capital after earning Nigeria an ugly global reputation as a terrorist nation. Well, Mr. Northern Youth, you are welcome to walk through this list and find yourself. You and those who subscribe to your thought process are nothing but shadows of the persons you claim to be. To jump on an economic boycott in the Southeast as an excuse to trigger ethnic conflict is very misguided. Economic boycotts are quite a tool in any democracy and does not necessitate the kind of insults you heaped on Igbos in Kanu. I can give you a list of commodities Igbos in the north have refrained from trading just out of respect for your religion. And we are not complaining and we are not making threats. IPOB and MASOB are groups in Nigeria and are entitled to certain freedoms like the Sunnis in the north, just as explained by the U.S. envoy on his visit to the north. Majority of Igbos are not loyalists to these two groups, MASOB and IPOB, but believe, as any free people living in a free democratic society would do, that the groups have a right to exist. And as they have the right to exist, they also have the right to hold their views. And it was only when this present government elevated Kanu's status by detaining him that many Igbos, even people outside of Igbo land, felt sympathy to his plight and not necessarily his cause. You are offended that over 100 cars escorted him home, and that is your evidence that all Igbos are in on his scheme. Well, let me ask you, how many trucks, how much fuel, and how much food, how many machine guns and other deadly weapons have someone or a group of people supplied to Boko Haram all these years and used to wage war against all of us? But we have not concluded that all Northerners are Boko Haram members or collaborators. How many Christians have herdsmen killed and maimed the past 3 years, even in Igbo land, even in Enugu and other places? And yet we have not come to the conclusion that all Northerners are behind the herdsmen. If there's any group of people that the majority of Nigerians should be angry against at this point, it should be the Fulani and Hausa groups. But we are not. Villages and local governments have been razed to the ground, our citizens killed, and yet you and your kinsmen have audacity to point fingers and call names and attempt to drag all of us down on the same ugly and bloody path of ethnic conflict and crisis. If you are not knowledgeable enough, I ask you to put aside your Quran and read other books to open your minds. After over 150 years of America's Civil War, many Southerners still celebrate and mount their flags every day and once every year because the Civil War that happened 250 years is their heritage, and so is Biafra. You get used to it. Biafra is our heritage. We will celebrate it, and you will not stop us. We don't have to be secessionists. I urge Igbos to treat any Northerners in the East with great love and sympathy. Embrace them as your own. We know who we are. We are Christians. And love should never be in short supply. We don't kill people. We have no tradition of killing people. Do not give any Northerners cause for fear until and when Nigeria decides to address these inequities that provoke the fellow Nigerians to ask for autonomy or arrive at a strong consensus to split. We are one nation sharing many resources, and no group should ever compel Igbos or other groups to move. The federal government has a duty to ensure peace across the nation, and we are watching. Igbos are not going to change who they are. Not all Igbos believe in secession. In fact, if you cast the secret vote now, the result might amaze you. But Kanu is one of us, and also the 150 youths that were killed are our children. If an Igbo president ordered troops to kill just 10 youths in the north, we will have a civil war today. That is your dark tradition since 1953. Don't look for any more reasons to kill Igbos. Enough is enough. Thank you, and may God bless you.